As the sun begins to set, some of the travelers begin to enter the tavern and await the barkeep to take their orders.
Following intently behind my bodyguard, feeling very disgusted at the common folk in the tavern, wondering why I'm surrounded by the poor.
And your bodyguard?
I would be going toward the innkeeper to see if there's room available. Definitely knock on the bar.
I'm severely annoyed.
I'll just turn to her and say, don't worry, we'll get it figured out.
Alright, so Tulip would be looking around, looking for any wanton signs or any posters.
Oh, I'm an Elvish Princess.
You do spot a bulletin board in the middle of the town. It just says, wanted, brave heroes to slay goblin hordes. See bartender for more information.
I'd probably make my way into the bar.
Okay.
I'm extremely disgusted at her approach to the bar, because I am standing there.
I don't even give you the time of day, man.
I'll just move her to a table in the back corner and, take my rag out of my pocket and, wipe it down really good and,
I'd probably head into the bar. I'm, hovering by the edge of the bar, and I'm just trying to overhear conversations.
When I see her walk in, I'm just going to step in front of Princess Vanessa, just so she doesn't see her, because I know that it will probably be unpalatable, but I think that she looks really cool. I don't know if I'd say anything, but it would be a lot of, staring awkwardly and, glancing down if she ever looks at me.
From the back room, the bartender appears, polishing a mug and looking at all of you curiously.
Miss, what would you like to eat today?
I think I'll have the finest drink that they have.
Right, you've got to eat something.
Fine.
I'll try my best to make it the best.
As soon as I see the barkeep come out, I'd probably say, hey, sir, have you seen any orcs come through this town recently?
Why, yes, of course. I've
Seen any males? Around 40? Big, ugly looking guys?
just a single female orc.
Okay, thanks.
This is going to sound so ridiculous. I need your finest wine and your finest meats and cheese on a plate. If you think it's good, make it better.
I have stew, and I have mead.
Great.
I can garnish it with a with a parsley.
I'm gonna take out 2 gold pieces and put them on the bar by his hand and just be like, I really need a meat and cheese plate and a wine.
I'll see what I can do. He takes the gold pieces from you and then disappears behind the counter. Other patrons begin to filter into the bar. Mostly they look like farmers.
Extremely annoyed and judgmental at everybody who walks in. Aggressively glare at everybody.
Miss, you've got to stop glaring.
Patrons pay you no mind. One of them get up and pour himself a drink, places a few coins on the bar, and also pours a drink for his companion and goes back to his table.
I sit, perch myself on one of the stools at the bar and just get amused at watching the guard and the princess interact.
The bartender does resurface, places a platter of what appears to be butter, fresh farm cheese, with a small strand of chive placed artfully on top. A messy tankard of the chunkiest wine you've ever seen. It fizzes and bubbles. It definitely looks like it could be wine.
Thank you. Thank you very much. And I'll take it over the table and just place it down. This is the best they could do.
Fine, it has to do.
Sink into the chair and, exasperated, just, try this giant tankard of wine before she even takes a sip of it, because that's my job.
I am as appreciative as I can be.
Okay, roll a fortitude save.
Oh, jeez. Oh, that would be a 22.
The drink does have a very pleasant flavor, but it is very chunky. It's like somebody mashed fruit into a mead. It's very sweet. It's not bad, but the texture is a little off-putting.
Huh. I mean, I like it. So if you don't want it, I'll finish it. Just say it. And I'll slide it over to Vanessa.
I will take a few sips of the drink. That would be a 5.
You immediately vomit all over the table.
I laugh.
Yeah, I'd be at the bar laughing.
Well, I'm annoyed at the fact that I threw up.
Was it a spit, or was it an actual throw up?
No, she threw up. Everything, everywhere.
Great.
It is a sight to behold.
Pull out my own, water flask, toss it to her so she can have a drink of water. Do you have a rag? And then take a swig of the drink.
The bartender looks over in distaste, shakes his head, just sort of snaps his fingers, and the table is clean again.
Nice, and I'll toss him another gold coin.
He catches it in midair and shuffles off.
I think I'm going to be a little impressed by that.
Is there also bread on this platter?
There is not. You did not request bread. He just expected you to spoon the butter into your mouth because he's not sure how princesses eat things.
Spoonfuls.
Like pudding. It's good for you. Gets you through the winter months.
When the barkeep comes back, I order a drink for me and Tulip.
It slides each of you a stein of ale. You two ladies also enjoy a bowl of homemade stew.
I'm like, well, thanks, stranger. I actually don't have any coin on me in the moment. You wanting stew, ma'am?
Passing on stew.
The bartender nods solemnly, passes each of you a bowl of stew anyways, and says, well, you have a little bit of a goblin problem. I'm more than happy to provide food and lodging on credit if you agree to take care of our little problem.
Can I help?
If you don't mind splitting the spoils between the four of you, there are goblins that live in these woods, and they often drive away my customers.
I'm going to hear that there's a goblin problem and be disgusted and want to fix it just to not have them around me.
What kind of a reward are we talking about? How much coin?
I'll give each of you 20 gold coins to take care of my little goblin problem. They have driven away a lot of my business. They have pilfered a great deal of my store. It's going to be difficult coming by more supplies to keep my customers happy and fed.
We'll turn to Vanessa and say, it is gold.
It's for each of us.
Depends. What can you do, princess? Butterfly?
And I'll let you divide it between yourselves.
Easily done.
80 gold coins for this job.
Last year's, I haven't had 2 gold coins to rub together. I'm down.
I don't have a lot of rooms available. I have 2.
I'm not sleeping alone in a place that is this.
Fine. Vanessa and I will share a room, please.
Y'all get a spoon?
I'll take the floor.
The bartender hands you a key and then just gestures up the stairs. To the tiefling and the half-orc, he asks, would the two of you also like to share a room?
We have the money. Are we going to pay for our room instead of having it on credit?
I'll turn back to the bartender and ask how much it'll be for a night.
4 silvers for the night.
I just hand him gold because I don't have silvers.
Do you hand him 4?
She wouldn't know a difference, wouldn't she?
Probably not. She's never seen silver before.
We'll, grab her hand. You just need to give him 1. Just 1.
I see no problem in sharing a room.
He hastily snatches the 4 gold coins out of Vanessa's hand and also hands a key to the two of you for your room.
I'll turn to the barkeep and say, is there any way you can use that 4 gold to also pay for their room?
Bartender shrugs and then nods.
Hook my arm through Vanessa's and tug her up the stairs.
And I might not be very loud, but I do say things.
Probably hear you.
Vanessa and Falana go upstairs to their room.
Well, what's your name, stranger?
Xenia, yours? Tulip brings you into town.
Looking for family, messy business.
You? Out for an adventure.
You ever see a goblin before?
No, you?
No.
The bartender chuckles under his breath.
Any advice for 200 newbies?
So, goblins are horrifying creatures. They're very large. They have long, sharp teeth, and they're 10 feet tall. Roll a perception check.
-1.
Oh
Negative 10 plus 4, 14.
So both of you absolutely believe him. Since neither of you have ever seen a goblin before, you trust this barkeep because he seems like an honest fellow.
I'm nodding vigorously. I'm really getting into it.
He is pulling your leg and sending the guys out on a snipe hunt. Goblins are very intelligent creatures. They like to set traps. You can't often bribe them with small sweets.
Do you have any candies that you give to little folk that would walk in here?
You don't get a lot of goblin-esque or child patrons.
As he's talking, I'm gonna pick up little bits of the stew and shove them in my pocket. Any big chunks there are.
It's mostly big chunks in a thick, rich, brown gravy.
At this point, I've made Vanessa as comfortable as possible, and when I'm in my comfies, I'm gonna run back downstairs.
Do you have pajamas?
So a linen pant and a linen shirt to go up to the barkeep and say, that stew smelled so good, please can I have a bowl? And I'll plop down on the seat next to the tiefling.
I'll look over and just say, name Xenia, yours.
Is there a nickname you have?
I sometimes go by Fallon.
I think I can remember that.
I'll be picking chunks out of her stew and just go, what?
Goblins will think this is candy, and that's when I leave.
I'm just gonna sit and finish my meat.
Bartender comes back and hands
And then
Falana a bowl of stew.
Barf it down as quick as I can.
The 4 of you settle in for the night. Let's leave off there.